have had a busy morning and just finished lunch, and while we were eating, the UPS guy dropped off something I'm very excited about. I bought myself a broad fork. I'm excited about this because I've been reading a lot about soil, and we're really trying to gradually create a no-till garden, but we have a huge garden, so that's really more complicated. But I read that the broad fork will aerate the soil, and then we got some silage tarp to put over top, and we're a little bit behind on all this, so our crops are gonna be a little bit behind, but I still think it's gonna be great because we are gonna be able to aerate the soil without disturbing the layers of the soil. I just brought the broad fork up here to work in the strawberry beds, and I got a wonderful surprise. If you remember, just a couple of days ago, the asparagus was this big. Now there's enough to make a snack, but there will be more soon, and then we can have a few meals. We don't have a huge asparagus patch. These 2 rows of my garden were strawberries last year, and they grew really well, but they produced strawberries that were like this big, and his parents had the same issue. So I don't necessarily know if we both made the same mistake or if it was just a bad variety that didn't live up to its name. So I'm trying to decide, like, this is where I want the strawberries to be, but they're coming up. There's not many coming up, but if I put the new strawberries in those beds, then they'll be mixed with the old ones. So I think I'm gonna have to go 2 more rows up and actually put my strawberries up there. So these are the 2 rows from last year. I'm gonna work on these 2 rows, I think. So one of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rake the compost more into the beds. I'm gonna dig up some of these weeds that have already started growing, and then we will use the broad fork. One thing people often don't realize with gardening is that there's a lot of work that goes into the beds beforehand. You can just stick seeds in the ground, but to maximize your yield and to reduce the amount of work you're gonna have to do with weeding, there's just a lot going on. So the first thing we did was put compost on the beds, which we try to do every year. And then the next thing we're gonna do is rake the beds flattish. The next thing I'm gonna do is broad fork to loosen and aerate the soil. And then the last thing I need to do, which is the really fun part, is plant the strawberries. Well, I was about to come tell you about my favorite tool for getting weeds with really deep roots out of your beds, and this is still my favorite tool, but I just broke it. So I'm not sure what these are called. I'm sure they have a very special name, but it's this large kind of like knife, and it's shaped sort of like a spade, and there's a sharp edge that's straight, and then there's a serrated edge. Anyways, it's really great for planting and for planting transplants, because you can just put it in and pull it forward and put your transplant in. It's really great for planting bulbs, and it's really great for weeding. It's my favorite weeding tool. So I'm gonna buy a new one. I was working on the craziest weed and I broke it. Hi!
Purple!
Where?
And tail.
No, can I share that with you, please? Can I have a sip?
Yeah.
Thanks. Another really great thing about broad forking is that you can work the soil earlier. So it rains a lot here. I think we just got a few inches of rain yesterday and the day before, and there were flash flood warnings everywhere. So the soil is pretty drenched, and I would never till soil that's this wet, but I can broad fork it. And it also doesn't kill worms. Not like tilling, where they're just getting chopped all to pieces. Something really beautiful. Oh, well, I'm kind of messed that up. But see all those beautiful worms? By broad forking, we're not killing them, and they get to stay and do their job. You really don't want to turn the soil all the way over like that, though. You just want to lift it and place it back down. Before I make dinner, I'm gonna go get in the creek.
No, Michael.
There's a deep spot. I'm gonna check out a couple of deep spots and see if they're deep enough. Since it's such a warm day. Yeah, of course. In the creek?
Yeah.
Wilder, good job.
Wow, and he's actually doing it the right way.
Yeah, he's spreading out all that compost for me. Are you making me a garden bed? That's what we're doing. We're just trying to save lives, worm lives. Let's put him back, okay?
Okay. Yeah, put him down.
He'll just go right back in by himself.
Look how long he actually is.
Yeah, he's straightened out, huh?
See, his tail flattens out and it has little hooks on it. Ew.
It's kind of creepy. I've never seen their tails look like that. I told the kids as soon as I was done with this, we'd go find a deeper spot in the creek and try to see if we can actually get in it and cool off, because I am roasting.
I love you.
There. Are you filming, Mommy? You want to go jump in the creek? So the reason I'm not going to immediately transplant is because it's too hot. When you transplant plants, you really want it to be morning or evening. I personally like evening or an overcast day. Otherwise, the plants get really stressed out. So that's why we're going to go have a little bit of fun and then probably cook some dinner and then go finish up that job. Go! Woo! This way. We're gonna go over here. So there's 3 spots I want to try if I'm brave enough. First is this one. Let's see if it'll work. Though we had a ton of rain, so it'll probably work today, but not every day. It's not deep enough. There's no way this is deep enough. It might be deep enough for Cole, or I think it's deep enough. Right up here.
He's saying, no, me jump water.
Here. Y'all dug it out a lot.
Yeah, it was only like 3 inches in some spots. Yeah, that's the best spot. Up there? Yeah.
You want me to try right here?
Yeah. You have to lay on your back like a bathtub. That's a challenge.
Oh, that's hard to do. It's harder to get it in whenever you know you're not going all the way in.
This is Kids Creek Challenge.
Why don't I lean back in the waterfall?
You did it.
I don't splash it. It is 70 degrees today, so it's not quite the same as doing it in the winter. That was super fun, and I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts, but it only gets like this after a big rain.
Wild child.
Hey, I know that kid. Oh, there he is. Welcome home. Did y'all have fun? Hi. You had fun. Well, I think.
I got to do it.
Seriously?
I got water daddy, so I was flying. I dug in.
Good job.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, watch out! You're walking right in front of the camera.
Hi.
Well, the time got away from us. We've just been having a nice evening. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the strawberries planted this evening, but we can get them planted on Saturday. It's been another great day on the homestead. See you in the next